discovery from, it was dedicated to Isis. Isis was Sky Woman in your creation story. Her name was on the two-roll. In Europe, it's called the Rosetta Stone. The only two people that signed it was the sun god Ramesses and Cleopatra. Ramesses was the Ark of the Covenant of the clan mothers and chiefs. Okay? It goes all the way back to the beginning. Rome invited Cleopatra for the dedication of this temple. She didn't trust Rome, so she sent her sister. After the dedication, she was murdered. And I believe her skin was taken off. And that's what the Papist bow is written on.
Okay.
Okay? And look it up in the Webster Dictionary. Currency is blood. The golden calf is currency. Golden calf is a woman. So that's the woman that they sacrificed to create the world's first Federal Reserve System. You get me? And that's how they created the hold of trust to the earth. That's where they say we have eminent domain because she's Sky Woman. You get me? And they put that rule under that. That's called the secret behind Mona Lisa's smile. It's hard to comprehend, but I'm just explaining it, okay? And then Rome came in, and they had, Julius Caesar had an affair. See, they wanted the right to collect tax. They didn't have it before.
No.
They didn't want to pay homage to us, you know what I mean? Like payment. Every year, they had to enter on Cleopatra's palace, and the men that seen the stone of gold would breathe the silver covenant chain and greet the serpent who comes from the sea, the fish clans. Should you walk forth from this temple, you pay homage to the sun, the moon, and star, in peace, friendship, and respect. That's what this means.
Yeah.
Peace, friendship, and respect. Annual pilgrimage means annual what? Annuities. After your pilgrimage, then you have to pay to enter. So you have to come every year. Can you imagine all these countries coming? And they want to have a kingdom on earth. They have to pay homage to who? Us. And that treaty money you get today, that's still consistent with that homage payment made 2,000 years ago. It's annuity payments. You don't pay annuities to slaves. You pay it to the gods. And that's who we are. It's still consistent. Anyways, Julius Caesar had an affair with Cleopatra. That's called one step for man. He landed on the moon. Okay, once you take the moon, it's like when you play chess. Then you can jump who? The sun. You get it? Once you take the moon out, you can jump the sun. When they place their sword above the sun, you get me? That's called, they tempered their sword of destiny. Okay? Now they have authority over the sun. That's called to demise the authority of the temple of the sun. In other words, we're overthrown. They go through Tower 1 to get to Tower 2. That world's first 911 took place over there, overseas. And they don't tell you about this. To reenact it, to create the new world order, they had to bring 911 where?
Here.
Exactly. Why? Because the tombs from Egypt were not in Egypt, they were in Manhattan. And how did they get there? Okay, the tombs on your two-row wampum belt are in New York City. In the 1800s, for the Queen to declare an empire, she commissioned Ganyakahaga men to travel the River Nile, 60 from Garawaga, 30 from Akuzesne, to portage the River Nile. So these men were in the canoe for who?
Queen.
Exactly, and they portaged in carrying her scepter. So they weren't doing it for Creator, they were doing it for who? The Queen. When they got inside, they had 28, this is real important, they had 28 businessmen on that voyage. I read the book. And our men wanted to cut their throats and throw them out because they were useless. They weren't oaring, they were just drinking and smoking cigars, you know, bourgeois, just doing what they do. And apparently they didn't get thrown out. Our men got thrown out. With these 28, they exhumed the tombs. In other words, you let these guys in. That's when they brought the tombs to Manhattan, and they brought the obelisk from Egypt to New York City. So it was our own men that assisted in the Queen's declaration of the British Empire. Get it? The sun never sets on the British Empire because she commissioned Ganyakahaga men to travel in the stone what? Canoe. Get me? That's how it was created.
Oh.
Yep. And the Royal Commission after 1991 was right here in the paper. Nobody caught it. Oka, right in the paper, it said Royal Commission. So that means the Queen was looking for someone to what? Do her dirty deeds. You see, you don't understand what a commission is. In other words, somebody want to work for me, you work for me and I'll pay you. Anyways, okay, when Moses came out of the kingdom, okay, he stole the ark, he stole the gold, and he stole all the natural resources. And how did he do that? He tainted the river Nile blood with his seed. Okay, again, he was having sex with one of the women inside. They take hostages. Okay, at the Temple Mount, Moses buried the ark inside, it's called the tabernacle. It's a tent. Inside the ark, that's your clan mothers and chiefs. What the two witnesses was Moses and Aaron. Then the ark disappeared for 2,000 years. Okay? So the only two witnesses, if you want to hear about it, you got to listen to whose teachings? Moses and Aaron. Get me? Where's the traditional people buried? That's in the Old Testament. You get me? Now in the New Testament, they don't say Moses and Aaron, they say the two pillars. But if you follow the New Testament, you also bury the tribal ways. You get me?
Clan mothers and chiefs.
Exactly. Now in the King James Bible, they don't say Moses and Aaron, they say the two pillars, which buries the tribal, us, the councils. Get it? The clan mothers and chiefs bury the ark. In the Masonic Bible, they also say the two pillars, which buries the tribal ways again. That's why I say we don't recognize you, because they're under the Old Testament. Get me? Okay. Now in court, Bombay court, the judge has to prove he's got the rule of law to bury who?
Us.
Okay?
The
And
ark.
this is where he'll say, what do you got for the rule of law? He'll say public law 28 USC 233 and 232. Now he's standing the two what? Exactly. Written by a man whose family buried the ark 2,000 years earlier.
But that's a jurisdictional question.
Yes.
232, 233.
Yeah. He's got to have rule of law.
But as long as you recognize that rule of law that belongs to the state, it's a state law, it's not a federal law.
Yeah,
As long as you recognize that, then you have to follow what comes out of it.
yeah.
Whereas if you come there with under the understanding that whoever's sitting there as a judge doesn't have the jurisdiction to hear those kind of cases, because it's an international process. Because what we arbor on and what we maintain for thousands and thousands of years, right, is that you're not subject to their law, to their rules, because we have international status as a people, right?
Yeah.
So if you let yourself get pulled into that, then of course, you have to play by their rules. So we always maintain, and we've proven it in the past couple of years lately, that they don't have that jurisdiction to hear these cases.
Well, here's more proof.
Okay.
Okay. It was proven, and here's a copy. This is Nanny. This is where I'm gonna stop. Okay. And Nanny's gonna pick up. Like I said, he came to my house. I introduced him to Ernest. They were working on the passports, and then I took him to Ganyange and anybody that wanted to hear. Okay. And I took the stories from here. One of them was Myron Clute, when he went to court and he asked the judge, show me your authority. Rather than to show the authority, and he was talking, how are you gonna rule on this case? These are old stories from here. They picked up Myron and threw him out the front door because he had to answer, you get me? And he couldn't, exactly, he couldn't answer.
The same happened with us. This is a person in jurisdiction, and the next thing you know, this case never happened.
Same thing with Angela, when her son was taken into court, she asked the judge, I think you were there, or there was people from here there, I think there was 6 of her family, and she asked the judge, what are you using for rule of law? And he said, we're gonna adjourn right now. So when they came back, they went around Angela and they went to her daughter, because she's a clan mother and she asked a question. The court didn't want to answer her, so they went to her daughter. And nobody, I said, Tom, you see that? He said, yeah. I said, why'd they do that? Because they didn't want to answer her, and the answer would have to show, they don't have burden of proof. Get me? See? Okay, and I'm gonna let Nanny, this is the stories that we share, they came from here, our teaching, okay? Like I said, the meat of it, and this is what, it's us, no jurisdiction. And it was in the Everett report. In the Everett report about the land claims, that New York State didn't have the rule of law that you're.
Still don't.
Okay, this is where we are. Leadership needs to know this, okay?
Our leadership knows that.
Okay.
It's the extras that are added, and We call
Okay, good.
themselves tribal chiefs.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
They're the ones that try to, and the courts will recognize them before they recognize us. It's all part of the same game. I can't read any of this, I don't have my glasses.
Well, take it home.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a bad copy too. So, here's some documents that go with it. This is all.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hold it way over there before I can see it.
The same one you gave me before, Don?
No, this is one you didn't see.